everybody, welcome to the weekly reading, intuitive reading for May 15th through 21st. I'm excited to see what this week has in store for us. You know what I'm going to say. First, like this video if you like this video. It also helps with the YouTube algorithm, so it helps more people find me, and the more people find me and I can build my channel, the more specific readings I could do. It'll be fun. I'll break it down by life path number. Okay, and then you can hit the bell button for notifications as well after you subscribe. So definitely subscribe to my channel too if you like this content, okay? Then of course, questions, comments, concerns, anything that resonates with you, doesn't resonate with you, feedback of any kind, please put them in the comments, guys. I love the interaction piece, so please put them down below. And just a heads up, I think you can see a little bit here on the, just a little, but you see this one here. I'm feeling a lot of angelic energy, so I'm using the Archangel Oracle card deck in the rotation here. So, and we're actually going to start with it. So let's actually just jump into the first one, action needed. Let's see what our angels have in store for us. Teaching and learning. Okay, so as far as action needed goes, teaching and learning, this is Archangel Zadkiel. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas and teach these ideas to others. Okay. So basically, this just feels like an energy of being open this week. So I definitely do feel like some of you guys are going to be in this week specifically learning a lesson of some kind. Obviously, it doesn't feel like a huge lesson because, and it'll vary for everybody because everybody's different, but you know, you can't really learn like a huge lesson, you know, in a week or whatnot, but there's something that we need to pay attention to that needs to be acted on that we've learned about. Whether this is like a new AI tool or something that you learned this week, like the Spirit is asking us to put into action. For other people, it is more of the longer term, meaning that, you know, what we've kind of learned over the last couple of years, whether that's like through like a relationship or through your career or whatever, it's time to act on it now. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are starting to feel like, okay, what I've learned in the last couple of years about relationships, maybe now I want to teach it, or maybe now I want to put it into action. It doesn't necessarily have to be teaching it, but you could be, you know, teaching is kind of loose, right? It's the archetype of teaching. So you could be helping a friend, you could be, you know, with all the wisdom that you've gained, like that kind of thing. So it's just that back and forth energy where it's just like, when I see this card, guys, again, super cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason because they're true. We really do experience things for a reason, okay? The good, the bad, the freaking ugly. And we learn from them. If you've learned from him, then you've won. From them, you've won, okay? So that's how you win. That's how you get a victory, okay? So that's very interesting. And then I feel like really as far as like action needed, like we're going to have to put into action in what we learned into action in some type of way. All right, what do we need? Okay, we have orphaned. Okay, so this always talks about loneliness. This talks about being like on a lonely island. Guys, I definitely do feel like this energy, and I wonder because we're halfway through May already, so I wonder if it's June's energy kind of coming through. I usually start to feel it like towards the second half of the month, like the energies of the next month and what we have in store. So I definitely do feel like teamwork is coming up, and if you guys follow me, you saw my YouTube short the other day about this card that we got about teamwork, forming an alliance, and so that's definitely coming up in the collective. So being alone right now is something that is not necessarily supported because orphaned is always about that lonely energy, and we have that 5 too that's kind of sticking out to me. 5 is always about adventure, it's always about change, and so it's kind of like you don't need to, like basically Spirit is saying you don't need to do it alone, okay? So this week I wouldn't be surprised if you are meeting people that will, you know, help you form an alliance of some kind, whether it's for a cause, whether it's for work, whether it's for your business, like whatever it actually is, there's going to be this at least pull or need, or you're finally this week starting to feel that energy like I can't do this alone, I really need to reach out and ask for help or whatnot. So I definitely do feel like meeting people that will help you, you know, form an alliance or team, and you don't have to do it alone, because again, I do really feel like we're moving more as a collective into more community, and that's really beautiful. Okay, so that's good. So if you've been feeling kind of lonely, or like on a lonely island, or just like alone, in general, for a long time, I really do feel like things will start to shift this week. So that's really great. So far, a good week, right? Challenge. See beyond the current situation. Okay, so this is going to be very challenging this week for you guys, and seeing beyond the current situation means looking at things differently from another perspective. I feel like some of us are going to struggle this week. That's okay. Okay, it's really, really hard to see somebody else's perspective. It's really hard to see things differently, but Spirit is telling me a good shift in consciousness, a good shift in perspective. It could never be underestimated, being able to see somebody's side of the story, being able to see things differently, maybe about what happened to you in the last year, or I see a positive thing, but it is going to be challenging. This is really hard, guys. A good exercise maybe for you guys, I always talk about asking why, be like a child and say, and break down the whys. Why did this happen to me? Why did this person say this? Why would they feel this way? Like that kind of thing. And that could really bring a lot of answers, okay? So maybe try that, but I definitely do feel like it's a challenge for you. But once we get over it, I definitely, like, in no way, shape, or form am I feeling like you're not going to get over that challenge. But like I said, it's probably going to be really challenging. So I do feel like something is going to bother you guys this week, maybe a little bit more towards the end of the week, towards the weekend. You're finally going to have that perspective shift. But I do feel like it's coming. But again, it's challenging, and it's challenging for a lot of people. So, don't beat yourself up about that. But a good perspective shift should never be underestimated. That's for sure. Okay, so we have Queen, but we have it in the shadow, becomes arrogant when authorities challenge, controlling, and demanding. Okay, so this is surprising, a surprise this week. I definitely do feel like, again, Queen is feminine energy, but everybody has feminine and masculine energy. I feel like we're definitely going to be a little bit more controlling, and not in a good way. It's not like taking control of your life kind of deal. It's kind of like being very controlling. So I think that this behavior is going to be very surprising to a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys, especially, what I would say, because I'm feeling a big contrast with this, is that people that are really usually easygoing and goes with the flow, like I almost feel like it's going to be opposite for you guys. And that's like the surprise element here, is like super controlling. So just watch any super controlling, demanding type energy that really kind of comes through, and try to move into that more feminine energy of ease, flow, like that kind of thing, receiving type energy. But again, don't beat yourselves up, guys. This is just an energy forecast kind of deal. So just work with the energies as best you can, yeah, don't be surprised if, I have a feeling a lot of you guys are going to be really surprised by your behaviors, but you've heard it here first. Okay, issue, beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Okay, so any issues here? So I definitely do feel like conflict here with beloved one, soulmates. Guys, you know that I teach from the perspective that soulmates could be platonic or romantic. Okay, so anybody that you feel, or soul tribe, soul community, that kind of thing. We already kind of talked about community up here. So I definitely do feel like there might be, like I said, I do feel like there's more a desire to connect to community. This here is telling me that it doesn't come without issue. Okay, so that means that it might be a little bit difficult, maybe fitting in, acclimating to that community, finding something in common with the community. So I definitely do feel like any reach out for more of the alliance, more of teamwork, more of community, there might be an issue where it feels a little rocky. Nothing crazy. Okay, that card doesn't say anything super crazy. I actually see it as like really positive, because it might be just reflecting back to us what issues that we have working with other people. And I see that as like a positive, because we can actually see it and then begin to work on it. So if you've always been the lone wolf, and by the way, nothing is wrong with that. I actually consider myself the lone wolf, but like I said, we're moving into this time where teamwork is going to be, community and teamwork are going to be really important. I've been feeling that for months, and just a couple months, but it's going to be important. So it's not a huge issue, but it's awesome because this week it almost seems like you're going to be reflecting back and being aware of these issues of why it's hard for you to be in a team, and you can work through them, right? Awareness is everything, right? Okay, so we have come to the edge. Okay, what do we have to focus on? Coming to the edge. Okay, we got this last week. This is about right towards the end. Like you're about to jump off the cliff, right? You're about to make the leap. You're about to make the jump. And so this is still a focus here. This was, I think actually it was an action needed last week. And so it still looks like it's something to concentrate on, right? And so it's just basically about making sure you're closing up what you are finishing up, like finish it up, basically Spirit is saying. Like sometimes I feel like when I get this energy, there's not a 9 here, but it does vibrate on the same type of energy of the 9. It's like you want to finish things up. And I noticed like I don't know, I finished something, I finished my bottle of kombucha in the refrigerator or something, and it just like feels like everything just like comes to a close. Like everything, like things that you didn't think you would ever finish are finished. By the way, I only take shots a day, so that's why I'm saying I take very small shots because of my stomach every single day for gut health, and so it feels like I have the container in there forever, but when I finish it, I always get surprised. So I know it's like a silly small example, but it's never too small, I feel like. And so it's just kind of like finishing up, maybe finishing up medication, finishing up maybe you're writing a book, finishing up that creative project, like whatever it is. So that is still the focus this week. So finish it up, basically, Spirit is saying. Okay, reflect. What do we need to reflect on? Dream and journey. Okay, so this is about looking forward. So I love these two energies together because this is about closing things up, getting ready for your next chapter, getting ready for your new life, as I've been saying in the last videos, and reflect on where you want to be going, reflecting on your dreams, reflecting on your journey, reflecting on the bigger picture. It actually is more bigger picture type energy that's coming through, which is interesting because I do feel like in the last few readings, and what I've been getting intuitively, is that it's more detailed. We have to be more detailed. We have to be more grounded with the things that we want to achieve. This week we get a pass because we get to see the bigger picture, so it's okay to dream really big this week. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay, responsibilities. Okay, we have this in the shadow. We have the liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Okay, this is about not feeling free, not feeling like you could express yourself, and it feels like you like there's constraints kind of going on, and so it's under responsibilities, and to me that feels like we just feel like our responsibilities are like bogging us down and we feel really weighed down. And so it's okay. We live on earth. We have responsibilities to pay our bills, take care of a pet, take care of sick loved ones, that kind of thing. So I do feel like it is heavy this week on that, and that's okay. Just Spirit is saying like, don't really kind of, two things. Don't get in your own way about it, and get like kind of obsessive about it, or putting yourself down or feeling down, because I definitely do feel like this is temporary, at least for the time being. So if you're doing any of the things that I mentioned as far as examples go, I do feel like it's going to be kind of, sorry to say, but like kind of hard this week in that area. But also too, taking it out on other people, these frustrations that you have. So I do see a lot of us maybe lashing out at people who share the responsibility with us. So say you are taking care of a sick parent and your sibling, it's you and your sibling. I definitely see that there's potentially conflict this week of, fighting about who's not pulling their weight, like that kind of thing. So I do see that it can go two ways, but it's important that we do take responsibility on our end, but also, hold people accountable. I trust you guys that you'll have a good, let me make sure that looks okay. That you guys have good balance with that, really being able to decipher and really kind of know which one is which, right? So it's just like, it's a tough week, basically, Spirit is saying, but you guys got this. And like I said, it definitely does feel temporary. Okay, so let's see what's going on with money and finance. Okay, compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation, all the people involved, including yourself. Okay, so it's very interesting that we have compassion dealing with money and finances. I think last week, if I remember correctly, and I know it happened for me, but it might have been in the monthly, maybe the monthly too, but money and finances was something that was kind of coming up for a lot of us. How we relate to money, our relationship with money, how we deal with our career. Do we like our career? Different things like that. So this week, I definitely do feel like Spirit is asking us emotionally to connect to self-compassion. And so I like that it's actually next to this Liberator card, because this is really, like I said, this stuff isn't meant to make our, have our, what am I trying to say here? Beat ourselves up for the way that we behave, the way that we act, the way that we feel, different things like that. So Spirit is really asking us to have more compassion. Maybe you did go through your finances last week and you're realizing that if you saved more, you could have had a house already, or, you could have achieved your goals already, or something like that. And so Spirit's just asking, like, look, stop crunching, don't crunch the numbers this week. Deal with yourself emotionally when it comes to your money, finances, and career, because I put that in that category. Maybe you stayed somewhere too long in a career, and if you left 10 years ago, you would have been you would have been happier where you are now, or climbed the ladder somewhere else, etc. And been happier, whatever it is. So definitely self-compassion here for how you've handled things in the past, because guys, you have the ability to change things going forward. And like I said, this is a very positive card. There's a reason why the angels kind of came to me. And I really felt a lot of angelic energy around us. And I love using archangel angel cards, because when things are tough, they really come through for us. And so I just love that something emotional came under here. And again, please, guys, it's not about beating ourselves up, but dealing with that this week is going to be really important, okay? All right, what's going to change? Any change here? Time to go. Okay, so again, this is very similar to 9 energy. Even though there's not 9 on the card, there's a 4 and a 5. Time to go. Okay, so guys, we're so close. I know I keep saying this because a lot of you guys are continuing seeing 555. You guys are continuing feeling like, okay, my new life is literally, I can almost taste it. It's almost there. I can see it, but I'm not living it. Like that kind of thing. This is just more confirmation that is coming. Okay, time to go. So this right here on the edge here, focus on coming to the edge. The change is time to go. As long as you focus on closing things up, because guys, if we don't close things up, new things can't come around. Okay, so it's just, I don't make the rules. It's energy. That's it. That's it. So it's where you want to focus your energy. So we have to allow new energy to come in. And in order to do that, we have to make space. We have to make room. And so that's what Spirit is saying here. Okay. Let's look at our friend group. Like I said, we are moving to more. Actually, this isn't necessarily, guys, when I talk up here, I mean community, teamwork. Yes, there could be soulmates, could be friends, but it's not necessarily friend energy. It's teamwork, alliance energy, like everybody working towards the same goal. Because when you have friends, it's not necessarily like that. That's a little bit different. But the friends say, wise one, grow within your current situation. Okay, so this feels like lots of wisdom coming from the friendships here. So I definitely do feel like maybe some of you guys are I feel like you're on the giving end, not necessarily the receiving. Some of you might be on the receiving, but I feel like the majority of us are giving wisdom to people, which makes sense. We give it to our friend group, because up here, action needed, like I mentioned earlier, I said maybe this could manifest in the way of like helping people go through a situation that you've already been through. Say for example, somebody is going through a lot of anxiety and depression, and you've kind of been through that journey already, and a friend is reaching out to you for support in that area. Now, I definitely do feel like, to me, it feels like they're reaching out to you, but don't be afraid to reach out to them, or it's just going to happen naturally, organically, in the way of flow and alignment. So definitely giving your wisdom to somebody that needs it this week. So reach out to your friends, or I wouldn't actually be surprised if somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time reaches out to you or something like that. But use your wisdom. That's what the teaching and learning is all about, okay? So I love how that beautifully kind of moves together here. Okay, romantic connection. Lover. Ooh, look at that, man. Great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Okay, I feel like a really good week for romantic connection, even for single people, okay? Because lover is about passion, it's about devotion, so commitment. It could be some of you guys are moving to a deeper level of commitment with somebody. You guys are having more passion in your relationships, take that as you will. Single people meeting somebody that is really passionate and you really connect with finally. So good week all around for romantic connection and love. So amazing. That's all I can really say. This does say unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So I definitely do see this accompanied with like gratitude and obviously appreciation. So appreciating, you know, just a good soul that kind of comes into your life or is in your life, and you know, just appreciating the people that we have romantic connections with. I could also see this going in the direction of if we're doing reflecting. So we're reflecting forward this week under here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is more reflecting also on, at least this is for some of us, some of you guys reflecting back on your relationships and your good lovers and your, you know, appreciating your past relationships, like that kind of thing. I could see that kind of happening this week kind of randomly for us, but nothing is ever random, right? But it could come out of the blue. Maybe you are single and ready for a relationship and you're maybe doing some, you know, inner work, and you do have to reflect back for that. So but I do feel like an appreciation of the positive lovers in our life this week is definitely an energy here for sure. Okay, so what's important? Relationship harmony. Okay, so that's Raguel coming through. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Okay, so this is important, relationship harmony. And like I said, I definitely do feel like this moving towards community, moving more towards community, everybody working towards the same goal. But again, in our friends group and our in the friend slot and the romantic connection, two positive things. So all in all this week, lots of relationship harmony. Like I don't see a lot of dysfunction or conflict. Maybe a couple of things, like I said, the issue here, but I feel like that's more of like not conflict with you and like a team, conflict within yourself. Like the issue is like, why can't I work with a team? Why can't I connect to people? Why can't I find like-minded people? Like that kind of thing. So I don't feel like it's actually in conflict with another person, but it's important to focus on the relationship harmony. Like I feel like it's naturally happening. It's happening in flow and alignment, but also too that it's an important week for relationships and making sure everything is good in our relationships. And like I said, I feel like naturally it is. So amazing week for relationship harmony. So that's something that, you know, you don't have to worry about this week. Health and wellness between worlds. Okay, so this feels like we haven't gotten this in a while, but that kind of symbolizes our, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out of these, you know, kind of like in this limbo spot. So as far as it's under health and wellness, it feels like for me, if you guys are trying to get healthier, maybe you're kind of, I hate to say this, but like half-assing it or like halfway there, or you're kind of doing this protocol, but you're only, you know, doing half of it or not full, you know, not fully following it, or you're on this new diet and, you know, and you're, you know, half doing it. Okay, so so basically I just keep getting like half and half, like you're not all in. And actually, you know what? I don't feel like it's like a bad thing. It's not like spirit calling you out or anything like that. It's just saying like you're in the in-between. You have a lot of different things kind of going on this week, and as we can see, our relationships and moving into connecting more with people is highlighted, not necessarily our health and wellness, but I do feel like it's kind of like this in between. And so I'm curious to kind of see what next week kind of brings about, where maybe we do go more full in, you know, committed kind of thing. But again, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of spirit saying like, all right, it's all right, you're in between. Maybe you're trying something, right? And so you're in between. So it's not I see it neutral, basically, is the best way I can kind of say it. All right, overall outcome, guys, what do we have? Stag, trust and thrive. Okay, what a beautiful card to end with. So trust and thrive. So this is about trusting that everything will work itself out, which it seems like it is this week. So it looks like a really, try to be honest with you guys. It looks like a positive week. Okay. It doesn't look like the best week of the year or anything like that, but it does feel like, there's some negatives here, like with the, feeling like your responsibilities are kind of like bogging you down kind of thing, reflecting on your issue with, maybe reflecting is not the right word, but facing, yeah, kind of similar, facing, because the reflecting is more of like on the future, right? But the issue here is, why can't I connect to the team? Why can't I find like-minded people? What's kind of going on here? But the overall outcome, I definitely do feel like that you're going to be thriving. Okay. So anytime you hear the word thrive, guys, I get excited because it's basically the opposite of surviving. Okay. So that tells me that we're getting out of this survival mode, which something tells me is the change that a lot of us are going through. Okay. Where we've just been in survival mode, just trying to move through, get through the days, basically get through the hours, but now we're starting to shift and we're starting to move more into thriving. And not only are we taking care of ourselves at bare minimum, we're able to ask for more, get more, move towards more, feel more abundant in that way, and actually thrive. And again, instead of, surviving all the time. So I see that as very beautiful. And like I said, pretty beautiful spread here, pretty great week. I'm excited for it. Guys, let me know if this resonates with you down below. Like I said, comments, questions, concerns, even if it doesn't resonate, please, I do not mind. It's totally okay if it doesn't. But like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. But have a great week, guys, and I will see you next week, okay? All right, bye.